That was odd. I only heard the music play like the last part.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard the whole thing.
Okay, so welcome to the show, everybody. Season 3. No, that's season 4. I messed that up. Season 4, episode 189. My name is Brian Bacchus. How is everyone today?
I'm Jamal Smith. I'm quite outstanding, and yourselves. And we have.
Good
Last but
morning,
not
Miss
least.
Tony. Happy
Tony,
Monday.
like, I'm just here. It's not even my day.
I'm not grumpy. So you guys know
Girl,
on my
you know I'm
days,
messing with you.
you know I'm anal about being on time, right? And
on
Jamal
your
and
days.
Brian-
On your days.
And Jamal and Brian are the 10-ish folks. But if we tell people 10 o'clock, I'd be like, can we please start at 10 o'clock? So today, I popped in at 10:19 because I said, I know they haven't started yet. I'm not going to get there early because they do 10-ish. It'll be 10:30.
Yeah, we was waiting on you. No, that's a
No, you
start.
weren't. There's no way you were waiting on me. So I pop in and Jamal's there, but Brian's not. And I said, I knew y'all weren't live yet. And he said, no. Brian went to get coffee. So then Brian sits down and puts his headphones on.
Like
And we're just
seconds
sitting
later, though, you
Right.
said that.
I
Like
said,
his
okay,
butt
so are
touched
we
the seat.
starting?
Like went like
'Cause
this.
by
Went like
then it
this.
was
Brian did like this.
10:22.
You gonna push the button?
No,
Like,
he was
man,
sat down for a second. And
He
I
didn't even have his
said,
headset on.
so anyway, people, morning, Marcus, happy Monday. If anyone doesn't know, and they should, on this 189th episode, I am a stickler for time. I've always been that way, even prior to my military days, because on time is late, right? You got to be early.
Early
And
is
so
on time.
for me, and this is what the military says too, is on time is late, and late is you're out of here. Like you're in major trouble.
I was
So
gonna
for
use it,
me,
but go ahead. You can use half. I'm sorry.
so yeah, I'm just a little stickler, and we rag each other about it because they know I'm gonna be like, can we start? Can we push a button? Can we start? And they're just like, well, we say 10-ish. Except on my days, we try to start on time and less. Look at him sipping his tea, his coffee. And
Let you
then
know that's why I was late, because I was getting some coffee. I had to wake up.
he told me, yeah, he said, well, Brian's going to get his coffee. I said, okay. So when he sat down and put them headphones on, I was like, okay, what else we waiting on?
I know, and I was like, oh, y'all was waiting on. Oh, so that's how it is. Let's see.
And then he said, we were actually waiting on you. No, you weren't, because y'all know on Mondays I might not even pop in. But anyway, happy Monday, Brian and Jamal. And then what
Happy
I said
Monday.
was, well, I popped in today because I want to hear all the amazing stuff he did this weekend because there were a bunch of events. He said, you're not going to hear much. So, anywho, what we
So
doing?
let's go on into it. So I was supposed to be at the pancake breakfast,
Uh-huh.
but then James Farr had called me the night before and said, hey, I need you to be on this podcast with E. Shell Williams. And I said, okay. So I did that. I thought that was going to be 20 minutes. That ended up being an hour and a half.
How did that go?
So James doesn't use the platform like we use it. He actually brings us into daisy chain into the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of unorthodox for me because I'm used to talking to the screen and seeing the people and talking back and not. And the radio is a little delayed. So when he would bring the radio in, it would echo him. So it was kind of weird, but it worked out.
But the actual subject matter, whatever you guys were talking about.
So what we talked about was, I gotta pull it up now. I just had it up here. I don't know what happened, but we talked about the situation with the SCE and their wannabe
program.
Yeah, so basically we talked about that report, and of course, you know me, I'm gonna have chat break it down into a summary that a 5-year-old can read.
Yeah.
So basically all they did was after they did the 4 events, the 2 Zoom and the 2 in person, they sent a letter out, and I got that. I'm gonna send it to you guys later on. I totally forgot about it, but
Okay.
so many other things I had to do. But basically, all they did was go back and instead of what they said before, Tony, now the suggestion is if a home is destroyed, they're paying $550 to $750 per square foot. Adults in destroyed homes are getting $100,000 each. Children in destroyed homes are still at $50,000 each. Death in family up to $1.5 million plus $500,000 per survivor. Any injuries, $10,000 to $15,000. Business loss up to 42 months of lost income. Extra homeowner payment $200,000. Extra renter payment $50,000. Extra payment for death claim $5 million.
So this is a adjusted program after having those listening sessions.
Yes.
Now, so this is
I
final?
still don't think it's enough, but
I don't think so either because they still kept. Actually, they dropped renters down to 50,000. They used
which
to
is
be
insane.
100,000.
Right, which is insane.
So
they're going to have to go back to the drawing board again. And I think what's going to have to force that to happen is the community coming together saying, you're that crap crazy. This is not acceptable.
So I did attend a dinner that Eaton Fire Survivors Network did, and she had put out a kind of a call to action letter in response to the SCE thing. I didn't get a chance to read it because I really wanted to enjoy blanking out this weekend instead of researching all the time. So that's how that ended up happening. We went up there for the dinner at what is the thing called? Nancy's Norton's, no? The Greek Cafe right there by Lawrence and Colbert. I forgot what the name of it is. But we all had dinner there, and it was some of the same people that you had met already, Tony, that I sat with. Mm-hmm. And it was just something, it's funny because they said, this is the first dinner of the month. Let's just go and enjoy each other's company. But guess what? All we did was talk about what lawyer are you going with? What is this? What is that? Which I didn't mind because majority of the time I, we're going to talk about stuff like that anyway, because that's what we all have in common. Mm-hmm. I did get to see my next door neighbors, Giorgio's friend Hank and his parents from where I lived up there before. I hadn't seen them since the fire happened.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was cool. I was leaving as they were coming in. What did I have to do? Something I had to do. I was tired. I had to go home. I think that's what it was. So then I went after I'm supposed to go to pancake breakfast, missed that. Went up to the beer garden. That was awesome. And I didn't take any pictures or video. I just actually enjoyed the event. And it was cool. We had the Grateful Dead. No, not really. It was Jet's group. Looks like the Grateful Dead.
They play that music?
Yeah, they played that. Yeah. I filmed 23 seconds of that. That's it. Only because I've never seen Jet sing. He's always saying, yeah, man, come on, check out the band, man. We're going to be going crazy. And then the power went out right in the middle of their set. Sound familiar? Like we happened at the block party?
Yep. But
they kept going. And I said, where's the cowbell? Why did dude have a cowbell mounted on his drum set? I said, you need to have more cowbell. Remember that was the running joke back in the day? It needs more cowbell. But other than that, I didn't do anything Sunday but watch football. I didn't watch Steelers because they had a bye, so I watched everybody else.
Oh, my God.
I saw your team, boy. Y'all just, wow.
Hey, they didn't even show up, man.
No, I think it was the security guards and the owner's mom.
Hey, I think it was us old school DeWarty Gorillas out there playing. Mm-hmm. I think we
could guess what?
Right now.
My team finally won. Instead of us being 5-0, we came back against the Cardinals, and we're now 1-4.
Hey,
what team are you?
The club, 1-4 club. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, because I was watching it and we was getting our butt kicked, and I was like, I'm not. Actually, I wasn't watching it. I was sitting in church and I pulled up the score, and it was like 21-3. It was like 21
them days.
You went like this, hallelujah.
I did not, because it was 21-3, and we were getting our butt kicked, and I was like, oh, typical.
And y'all came back from 21-3 and
we're gonna be and won 22-21. I said we're gonna be.
Oh yeah, I did see that score.
I was like,
So there's no more undefeated teams now. I think
No, and it was
Buffalo Bills was supposed to be the last one, but they lost to the Patriots of all teams.
They lost?
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't watch the end of the game.
They lost
23-20.
23-20, yeah.
The Bills and the Pats, I was hoping the Bills pulled it out because I'm just not a Pats fan.
I'm glad the Chargers lost. Yay.
Yeah, because Pats got a new quarterback, some dude. So his debut, they won. I was like, man, come on, Bills. So they're no longer undefeated, but
Chiefs and Jaguars tonight.
What's Chiefs?
Chiefs and Jags.
Yep.
Oh, go Jags.
Yeah, nobody likes the Chiefs.
Exactly.
So, 2-2.
I stopped liking the Chiefs when they did Marcus Allen wrong back in the day. Yeah. Going to trade him over there and then don't let him play at all when he had fresh legs. Just came off the Super Bowl.
He's wrong. Wrong.
Well, Al Davis was dumb for trading him. Y'all could have had 4 more.
Hey, man, there's a lot of dumb trades from owners and teams in general. And unfortunately, a lot of them happened with my Raider team. Like when.
So they're just they're being the normal, typical.
No,
actually, they're not. Normally, they're in the game until the end, and they find a way to lose. This one, they lost 40. They lost 40-3 today. I mean, yesterday.
Oh dang!
Yeah, it was bad. And what's bad is I reached out to Mark Robb because his birthday was a couple days ago, and I was like, "Happy birthday!" He's a DB coach for them right now, and I was like, "Yo, bro, can we get a win this week?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I know. We need it. That was rough. Still need it, Marco. We still need it.
Sorry to hear that.
They'll come around.
I mean, anytime anybody, but it's always something.
They're not going to be 0 for win, please.
So they're also 1-4.
Yeah, they won the first game and lost 4 straight since then.
Oh, okay. And we've lost 4 straight and won our first one yesterday. So we're the 1-1, a 1 in whatever club, 1-4 club. But
a lot of 1-4s out there.
You know what? Until 8 games have been played, I don't even count nothing. Because,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't really count.
Lose early.
Yeah,
just don't lose any division.
Lose early and often.
No,
and often. Well, you can say that about the Cowboys. Lose early.
I said, we are going to have a first-round pick next year because we are doing what we need to do to get that.
I don't even want one of those. They don't even do good.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Always it's like remind me of the damn Lakers getting all them second-round draft picks.
Well, you know what? That's why I stopped being like a big team fan. I'm not a basketball fan at all. I could care less. I'll watch baseball and football well before I watch basketball. Right. But I stopped being a Lakers fan a long, long time ago. And I like supporting players, especially ones that I know or know their parents or they're from Dina. So like, Darnay plays on the Raiders. There's kids all throughout the league that are from Dina. And so I like to at least watch and support them. And then even though I don't know Shador, I've been supporting him because I think what the league did was super foul. He was a first round pick, just like Travis Hunter. And they're trying to do the, boy, you're nothing without us type thing. And so, and even what the Browns are doing, I'm just like, okay, whatever. But I will turn on games to support kids, young men, and watch those. And when it comes to basketball, I'd rather support the Golden State Warriors than LA Lakers for California, just because Laker players tend to be real Hollywood and arrogant and funny acting being down here. And I'm just like, I don't have time for that. Just get out there and play. And I not like that.
You sound like that lady. Shut up.
No, I said not like that stupid. Just bounce the ball, LeBron. Not like that. But play
that game.
Play as a team. Do well. Support the city. All that. And a lot of times that's not what you get from Laker players. So that kind of turned me off to them years ago. And I'd rather support, with the exception of Draymond Green. I'd like to support the Warriors.
Yeah, because everybody on the Lakers team has gone to the Vlade Divac school of floppery.
Oh Lord, that's just LeBron.
Okay.
I mean, how you the biggest dude on the court, and when you get the ball stripped from you, legitly, you go, oh, like,
Right. As they say, they trying to sell it. The unfortunately, NBA is full of that. There's a lot of floppers out there. It sucks.
Yeah. It's
not
like,
cool.
come on, y'all, knock it off. Play right. Play, make it a good game. Because they're just very different nowadays, for sure.
Yeah, the pansy league.
Crazy different.
Yeah.
But hey, that's
the
my
aggressiveness of back in the day. See, and that's why when people always say old
80s
school
and
is
90s.
better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When people say old school is better, I'm just going to have to say, I'm glad I lived in the era where everybody thought it was the greatest of all time, the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Because we can't forget Wilt the Stilt and Dr. J and all of them way before, Magic and all the ones now. Like the real
They
players.
were the inspiration for them.
Exactly. The real players. Because now it's... anyway.
She said it's...
Yeah, so I will watch football. So okay, so y'all know I had to travel up north and back on Saturday, right? So I get up at like 3:30. I'm getting myself ready. My aunt calls me at 4:30. Tony? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, are you almost here? I said, no, I'm gonna be leaving my house in a few minutes. Our flight left at 8, right? So I told her I'd be at her house at 6, but she has this book that she puts everything in, appointment book. But of course, with dementia at almost 92, she don't remember every little thing. So she called and I was like, I'll be leaving shortly. I will call you, but I should be there around 5:30-ish, or whatever. And so I did get there and, went. She said, I'm downstairs waiting by the door. She was not. I had to get in the house and go upstairs, and she was sitting on her bed. I had to help her put her shoes on, all kind of stuff. So we get in the car, we go over to the airport and, get on the flight and all that. So it was an amazing service for my mom, their first cousin, and to support my cousins, her 2 sons. She was 88 in July and passed like 3 weeks maybe after. She got a cancer diagnosis a few months prior, and she's it's weird. It's this place called Oakland Center of Spiritual Living or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so Michael Beckwith, Dr. Michael Beckwith or whatever was there. Him and my sister know each other. He apparently was like one of my mom and them's first cousins, Barbara, was his godmom. So my other cousins are his god sister. And I didn't know that till Saturday. So, but he saw my sister. My mom was like, hey, and all this stuff. And I'm like, hey. So he wound up doing the eulogy and, just different stuff. But it's a trip because I was looking at my niece and nephew, her husband, and I was like, oh, they just mix everything together with the Bible. Because they're like mother, father, God, and breathe in and exhale. So it's a whole bunch.
I thought you were about to say something else. He said mother,
no,
father.
They mix in everything. And then they'd read a scripture.
You mother, father.
No, they say mother, father, God. That's what they
call I know. I just sound like
and then at the very end, they say Jesus. And I'm looking like, wait, hold up. Y'all are over here with Ashe all through the service and this and this. And then you put something in and you put something in. And I was just like, it could be confusing, right? If you're not a grounded person in whatever your faith is, because it's a bunch of faiths, I think, pulled in and mixed in. So it was a 2.5 hour long service, y'all. And people were getting up, leaving. But I said, it was an amazing celebration of her life and the accomplishments that she had as a PhD and as a reverend and all this stuff. So I had the Uber Black ready to pick us up at 2:40 because our flight left at 5. Mm-hmm. And so my parents' flight was boarding, I think, at 5:40, leave at 6:15. So I said, well, y'all just ride back to the airport with us. So I had all three, 83, 82, and 83, 88, and 91, almost 92 next month. But my mom, because she's great, she helped. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. I took them a few months ago to lunch out in Santa Monica, Same thing. It's. I'm thankful that God allows me to do it because they need help, right? As they're getting older. And I hope and pray that my children do the same for me when I get older and don't judge. But I tell you, it is some funny stuff at times. And I be cracking up laughing. And somebody said, "Oh, bless you, you got all of them." I was like, "Hey, seems to be I'm the person in the family that always gets them.
You got all of them.
All of them." Yeah, she was like, "Oh, how you handling that? You got all of them." I was like, "It's all good. I'm good."
Yeah, I feel you. I be in that situation with my dad and his brothers. They all blind, right?
Uh-huh.
When I go out we're going to a wedding or something, I said, I got all my blind uncles.
Okay.
I just go get a van, and because I'm going to take care of them, because I know y'all not going to.
Exactly.
You're not going to go get them their food. You're not going to ask them what they want to drink. You're not going to ask them if they want seconds. You're not.
Right.
Like everybody acts like our blind parents can see.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just grateful that I have a heart for it, and this is how I feel. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my parents and the elders, right? That are in there.
Exactly how you gotta look at it.
And so this is the least I can do, right? Bible talks about my reasonable service. This is at least my reasonable service that I get to help out. And to me, it really is, I get to serve our older generation or our next up generation. Because whenever they're out of here, we the next up, right? And I hope
count down again.
Make sure I'm straight. So that's how I view it. So it was a nice service and everything. But then we left up there. It was literally a day trip. Flew up to Oakland, flew back at 5 that night. I got home about 8 o'clock after like dropping her, going to the store real quick. Came home, and y'all, when I say all I wanted to do was get under every cover, I was like, I laid on my bed for a minute, and I was like, oh wait, I got makeup on. Let me go wash his face, right? And I had to pin curl my hair. Then I got up early for church because I do 2 services, 8:30 and 11. When I came home, Sunday after church nap is always the best. I didn't even cook dinner. And they are, and I always sit on the couch and I'll turn on football during football season. I don't even know what games I might have been watching and who was playing. All I heard, and it's crazy that all I heard was the announcer talking about, they pulled it off, the Titans won. And I woke up like, my team did not finally win.
I went in the coffin and went, what?
I was like, what? My team won a game? What? And
did someone say Titans?
Yeah, I was all rock. This can't be true. And I looked.
Well, if you was going off, KP was really hollering.
Right. He was.
He put on every piece of gear he had, and even painted his car the color of the Titans that drove down the street yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And so then I got up, kind of fixed myself something to eat, chilled out, washed my face again, put a bonnet on. And I would never went to bed because when I tell y'all, my body was like, I keep trying to tell you, you're going to be 60 in a couple of weeks, not 20. You can't be doing these day trips and, stuff that we did when we was younger and you just bounce back and hang. So that was my weekend.
Sounds exhausting.
How was yours, Jamal?
I'm ready for a nap right now.
Just based off that conversation.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I'm too tired to think about what I did.
Well, I'm going to, I was going to say fufu. I'm going to Fontana tonight to have fufu. And, it's only about 20 minutes when I get on the freeway. But she said come at 5. It's my cousin who's Nigerian, the one I just met recently. And she's like, I'm going to cook. And I was like, okay. So I know she's doing jollof rice and fufu and I think mofongo. I don't know what it is. But whatever she's cooking tonight, I'm going to get some Nigerian food and enjoy it. So I cannot wait. But what did you do this weekend, Jamal? Because I know the girls probably had you at...
Well, I told you, I can't even remember. I'm too tired of thinking about what you went through.
I'm
exhausted.
No,
Couldn't have been much.
Not basketball. No volleyball.
I honestly don't remember. So no, I know no volleyball. So I really don't. I had to ask my wife earlier, like, what the heck did I do? Yeah, not much.
Yeah, your age is showing, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, definitely
Sherry
is.
was happy that I came home Saturday night and didn't go anywhere. She goes, "Oh, I think I'm gonna get them fixed breakfast and dinner." She made me a steak, and I said, "What's the occasion?" She goes, "You're actually here."
You're actually home. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well, because I'm always out doing some kind of event or something. It's like, I do have to get back to a work-life balance. So Saturday nights will probably be I go home until Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
She'll definitely be happy about that.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm happy about it.
So
You
what's
gotta
happening? What's
think
on
about
tap
yourself.
this week?
Oh yeah, you might as well go into the announcements because I got some things I wanted to discuss too, like being asked to. Here's funny. Here's what's funny.
Here's
I
funny.
was told. I know. Here's funny. I was told in one group by a third party that people were offended by our podcast being put in the group.
Wait. Are we doing announcements now, or are you talking about this?
He's talking right now.
No. Just a second. I ain't even gonna go into it. But then I have five
I
other
only asked
groups.
that 'cause you said let's do announcements because, and then you started that.
Well, they have 5 other groups that thank me all the time for putting stuff in their group. And these groups are bigger than the group that's complaining. Well,
So the group that's complaining was our alumni group. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The John Muir alumni group?
Well,
He
put it this way. After I made a post saying that, blah, 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 I got so much positive feedback that I'm just going to continue to share it. Because I was told that a lot of alumni live out of town and they go through the Alumni Association group to see what's going on in Altadena because no one's talking about it.
right.
And so
Especially like we are.
Right. Well, no one is talking about it on a consistent basis like we're doing it. So I'm going to eat my coffee cake and mind my business while you do the announcements, Jamal.
Sorry, I'm uploading them. I was
I can continue.
Yeah, keep talking.
While you're uploading, I think it is. First, I don't like the fact that somebody brought it to you. That's messy to me, right? But they felt like they needed to, fine. But we're all alumni of John Muir High School, 83, 85, and 87. So that alumni group doesn't post a whole lot other than around Turkey Tussle and other events. So if we are posting there so that alumni all over the globe get to see what's happening in Altadena, since they're all from there and their hometown burned down. Because even Terrence, when he was out here last week, Terrence Scott, or week and a half, 2 weeks ago, he was like, thank you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know everything that's going on with what you guys are doing with Altadena Talks. I wouldn't know what's going on in Altadena. And then, yes, I saw the post you made. I think it's ridiculous that at 9 months, because that's what will be tomorrow, that at 9 months post-fire, we are still dealing with the ignorance and stupidity or pettiness or jealousy or whatever we're going to call it of people in Altadena that rather than say, hey, you guys are getting this information to us. We're thankful that you're 189 episodes in and you are dedicated to do this every day. Because even though we're here 5 days a week, we still do things on the weekends. And we sometimes are at things on Saturdays and Sundays. I'll go to Saturdays. I'm not doing Sundays. Brian will go to both. Jamal has been at either or when he can.
I've gone to 2 things.
That's what I'm saying. And so the fact is, he's done more than 2. But anyway, the fact is,
he did 3.
No, he did Ashes to Anthem.
No. It was just
no, because if you start calling them out, it's going to really be 5.
Let's go.
I'm going to count. You got 5 or 6, not 2 or 3. But the fact is, like, we're here doing this because we love Altadena. Obviously, we include Pasadena. We tell about things in San Madre, all of that. So our immediate San Gabriel Valley area, right, for those places. And the fact is, we don't have to, but we do because it's a labor of love. We love our place. We are going to talk about it. We are going to stay engaged and involved and let the community know. So if people still want to behave the way they do, whether it's because we got a grant from Fire Aid, whether it's because we're posting in different communities, whether it's because whatever, kick rocks is how I feel about it. I don't care. We are here. We are going to do it. If you like it, cool. Watch us, share us, whatever. And if you don't, that's cool too. You go along with your day. But we have seen in these 9 months that the news media coverage is not there unless
one little one-off comes on.
A supervisor, a senator, somebody, an official has a press conference, and then they call out all the news media, and that's every blue moon. Or, oh, this house is being built. Oh, this house is, and they call out the news media. We're here every day. We go into the community and see where the houses are and give statuses and take pictures and take videos and talk about it here. So the fact that we 9 months tomorrow are still talking about this, like I told you on the post, I commented and said, for jealous, petty, whatever people, I'm not about to defend us anymore, what we're doing. Either you like us and what we're doing or you don't. And either way, that's fine. Enjoy your life. We're going to be here. We're going to do what we're doing for our community, whether you support us or not. But maybe if you're not out here doing what we're doing or something else that's really promoting and not hurting, but helping our community, shut your mouth. If you're not out here in the streets making sure that things are happening, shut your mouth. And if you are and your organization is posting and you haven't yet posted to the John Muir Alumni Association, send them something and say, hey, can we also post? Because the fact is, we are not only supporting our alum, we're supporting all of Altadena, the Pasadena area that got burned, the Sierra Madre area, regardless of what schools they're alumni from. We're highlighting people, we're highlighting events, and we're helping to make, hopefully, the recovery of the community a lot better. So don't get offended by how I said it, because I wasn't mad and I'm not nasty, but we are where we are. Tomorrow is 9 months. We're hoping that you join with and collaborate with people instead of having something negative to say about what we or anyone else is doing, because that is not going to help. That will hinder our recovery. And so do something that's going to be positive and it's going to uplift the community and help with the recovery. Otherwise,
kick rocks.
Zip it.
Yeah.
My whole thing is we're trying to make sure that people are getting the vital information that they need.
That's it.
And that's the only thing we're doing. We're not only, I mean, yeah, we have commentary and all of that, but that's because we're Altadena, just talk about stuff and things that come up and, daily weekend stuff. But I have not seen one podcast, period. I ain't even talking about us, period, that goes out and makes announcements for their community every day. That goes out into the community and talks to people every day. Not
every day, for certain, because even the lady that I met from Pally Strong at the summit, she does it once, if it's once a week or once a month or something, but she's not 5 days a week like we are.
Right. And it's like, can we actually get to the point of being happy about somebody actually? I would love to wake up every day and know what's going on in my town, especially if I lived in Ohio or Florida or somewhere, because, a lot of our alum that were actually commenting on the post that I put live in Atlanta, live in Florida, live in Tennessee, live in Texas. We got a whole Atlanta, Texas Altadena connection. For all the people that live in those two states alone. Then you got people live in Ohio, live in Detroit, live in, all kinds of other places that have been hitting me up talking about, man, I'm so glad you guys do this, because I didn't even know half the stuff that's going on. I didn't know where I could donate to. I still get people calling me, hey, we're with the fire department in another state. Can you give us a list of nonprofits that we can donate to? And I shoot them a list of the ones that I see that are active, and that's it. I mean, we're like kind of like a flowing conduit that people jump in and feed so that it can keep going.
Yep. And
that's the only reason why I want to keep doing it, is because I want my town to come back, and I want you guys all to know what is available out there. It's not just talking about picking up groceries or produce. We're telling you where to go to get the nonprofit gap funding. We're telling you where to go to get your mortgage taken care of. We're telling you where to go to show you where there are still locations where you can go, like the Eaton Fire Collaborative and stuff like that, collaboratory. We're not against anybody's announcements. The whole thing is we're like the news. We find stuff out there regardless of how we feel about it, and we still announce it to you because it's your right to know. We're not trying to be biased information gatherers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they said.
What they said. Mm-hmm.
What them said right there. All right, with that, I'm gonna just jump into what's happening today.
And jump in.
I'm gonna jump on in.
You need that theme music from Pointer Sisters. Jump into the comments. Jump in with the announcement.
I like the one you did, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
He said I like the one you did.
We'll just stick with that one. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
No music. I mean, no words.
Right. So I'm gonna just jump to what's happening starting today. This is one of, I'm sure, several things, but what I gathered today is the Altadena community meeting. This is the one put on by the LA County as well as Catherine Barger, Supervisor Catherine Barger. It is today beginning at 4 p.m. and you can watch it directly on the YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/@ County of Los Angeles Newsroom. So definitely check that out to see what's happening. What is new? Excuse me. And then go back to Project Passion along with Harambe. Every Monday and Tuesday, they have the Freedom Store, Harambe Freedom Store. It is for Eaton Fire survivors, and it begins from 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. It goes till 4 p.m. It is at Harambe, 1609 Navarro Street in Pasadena, and it is by appointments only. In order to get an appointment, you do have to go to the URL of tinyurl.com/Harambe Freedom Store, or you can scan the QR code. And some of the items that'll actually be there vary from toiletries, home essentials, and much, much more. And then the Eaton Health Village has the free medical and mental health clinic on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. The location is 1280 East Washington Boulevard in Pasadena. They do accept walk-ins, or if you do walk in, you can set up your appointment. Some of the things that they actually cover are medical consultations, medical refills, mental health services, and case management. And secondarily, on a monthly basis, they have vision and dental care. If you want to reach out to them via the telephone, you could do so for questions or appointments at 951-595-7032. And then also today, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., LA Fire Justice has their Mental Health Monday. It's going to be located at 2120 East Walnut Street, Suite 100. And this month's topic is reclaiming sleep and rest, gaining control over your sleep patterns following disaster and loss. The guest speaker will actually be Saba Haroni Lori. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist and board certified art therapist. And then LA Fire Justice again is actually continuing their ongoing workshop series designed to provide a roadmap and answer for your questions about the rebuilding process. The next one will be this Tuesday, October 7th, where the topic will be your rebuild game plan. Opening remarks begin at 6:30. Guest speaker will be begin at 6:45, and Q&A will be following all of those at 7:30. The location is the Altadena Coalition, which is at 409 East Woodbury Road in Altadena. And then for the business owners out there, there is this Wednesday, October 8th, a fire recovery event for your digital comeback, where it's allowing you to build your digital growth and craft your resiliency plan. It will be, as I indicated, Wednesday, from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Altadena Main Library. You're going to be able to leave with a business resiliency roadmap that's going to help you have customized preparedness plan, business continuity strategies, and recovery resources, as well as the resources on how to use digital tools to run daily operations and increase sales, offer flexible payment options to customers, and manage staff, payroll, and overhead. It is a free event, but they do ask that you scan the QR code. I'm just going to remove this banner real quick so we can see it. So yeah, if you can scan that QR code, it would be great. Or you can go to bit.ly/4MAD15N, capital N. But the QR code will probably be the better way. And then the Building Industry Association of Southern California and Builders for Better Communities Foundation is putting on a Rebuild LA Resource Fair next Tuesday, October 14th, from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's going to be located at Noor at the Paseo, which is located at 300 East Colorado Boulevard, Suite 200. If you're planning your rebuild, their experts can actually answer your questions about materials, services, and next steps. All fire victims are welcome, and admission is free for those who have lost their homes. So definitely check that out. And then last, but definitely not least, we have our event. It's the Altadena Talks Foundation, and we are presenting a Day of Thanks community luncheon. It is Saturday, November 22nd. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Loma Alta Park Gymnasium. It'll be at 3330 North Lincoln Avenue. And we do ask that you scan the QR code in order to register. We do have a capacity of 1,000 people, and we just definitely want you to be able to get that as we are slowly revealing it to other organizations and groups. Both QR codes on the screen do work, so definitely take advantage of this ASAP. And with that, I'm done. Bring everybody back.
That was fantastic. Glad you were able to.
That was great. Great, guys.
Remember that used to be the NBA's motto? NBA, it's fantastic.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Karen. She said, hey, guys, great information. That's perfect. We appreciate it. Absolutely. At least somebody appreciates it.
So
just around.
We are at 31 people that are registered for the event. We do have a couple more people that I spoke with yesterday that are going to be sponsoring probably this week or next week. We'll see those sponsorships come in. But get yourself registered if you would like to
meet new Altadena residents.
If you want to join the party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I didn't mention it this particular time, but this is a free event. There's no cost to you. It's just a way of us giving giving thanks and appreciation for our town. We're doing what we can, around the holidays. It's a Saturday before Thanksgiving, and folks will actually be leaving with a nice gift card to help contribute towards their Thanksgiving a few days later. And just like Brian said, you get to meet some folks that you haven't met before. You probably get to see some folks you haven't seen in a while. It's a nice way to fellowship with one another. And please come and participate. We'd love to see you. Love to hear what you think too. And if you have some ideas, that's a great place for you to talk to us in person.
Exactamundo.
Exactamente.
Yes. Yeah, free Karen for Altadena residents because, we want to be able to give back wherever and whenever we can. And everyone, your donations are needed. You see that little ticker that's going across the bottom of the screen there? That's how we keep this podcast going. It's by your donations. And it doesn't matter what you give. It could be $20. And, it's going to go to help do something. So,
oh yeah,
we're not out here begging, but we are trying to make sure that we keep the doors open.
we ain't begging, but we asking.
Right. And that's the real skinny. I mean, I wake up every day and first off, thank God because I woke up.
For sure.
That. And then thank God I got a woman in my life that's understanding of what I am trying to accomplish.
Absolutely.
So, when you got, and then thank God for these two people right here, because I can't do it without y'all. Especially when me and Jamal was getting ready to run out of stuff to talk was, I could talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but it wasn't relevant to Altadena. Hey, can you get that? Yeah, thank you, because I couldn't even see I don't know what that was.
QR code for
I'm going to move you over there next time so y'all, you can be blinded. I'm messing with you. But thank you for Jamal for pushing me to do this, even though I conned you into doing it with me. I know you're like, dang, man, I should have never opened my mouth. And Tony, thank you for receiving our invitation, because I was afraid you was going to say, no, I got something else I'm trying to plan. So I was glad your door was open. And, without both of y'all, we wouldn't be able to pull this off every day. So I'm thankful for the both of you. I would like to take you out to lunch soon.
You're stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all the most ignorant of Brian Bacchus. That way. So we have a monthly meeting because we have a foundation, so we have to meet and discuss business and what our plans are for certain stuff, and make sure that we have recorded notes about it. And Brian deals with that, but we go to lunch generally and do that meeting. So for him to say, I'd like to take y'all out to lunch, that's why I laughed that way, because we do it like once a month and do it. So he's just stupid. He's just dumb.
Yes, on me.
Wow.
Not.
What a nice guy.
Right.
He's so special. But you know what? I'm glad we have this crew. I'm glad we all have a lot in common. We come from the same town. We went to the same school. We have a rapport with each other. To y'all it might sound like we're getting a little snappy, but it's like brother and sibling rivalry is what I call it.
Get on each other's nerves. Exactly.
Yeah. Mama, you keep on touching me.
Hey, the beauty of that though is we can be honest with one another and nobody, gets upset. We may not like what we hear sometimes, but we then hear it. And they're like, okay.
Like when your mama slapped you in church and you be like this. You better wipe that frown off your face and you be like this.
Got it.
You got it? You took a picture, Mom?
He always does that.
Good.
So that's when your mama get on your nerves. That's the one you put up.
But you guys are great because, okay, so like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a stickler for time. I'm real anal about certain stuff. And so I won't come on Monday, Wednesday, Friday until late because I know they BS around and they ain't going to be on at 10, even though our thing is 10 because they always say we're 10-ish. So today I popped in at 10:20 because I knew. And we rag each other about it because they know how I am about time, and they'd be like, "Whatever, Tony, we're gonna start when we start," and it gets under my skin. And then we do, sometimes Brian get on my nerves, sometimes Jamal get on my nerves.
I get on everybody's nerves.
And I know I always get on their nerves, like the big sister that I am. So I don't even worry about it. I just be like, whatever.
I know she's the big little sister.
Right. Yeah, because I'm this tall compared to you, but I'm the oldest.
Like, hey, Tony, how you doing?
Right.
She's like, hey, what's your auntie and uncle in there?
But that's what makes this show good because we all do have our little niche. We have, and we've learned to deal with each other because when I do it, they just be like, right? Or they'll say something smart. which is good because sometimes, I can be a little bit too serious. And so they just say something, we'll laugh or whatever. And I'll be like, oh my God. And then Brian's a total goofball, which sometimes gets to my last one because I'm being serious. And so, but it's good. We're the Three Musketeers and doing what we need to do. So glad that we are being impactful and it's beneficial to people. So look, they now have to deal with what my little brother told Brian in March. I've been dealing with this all my life, right?
Right. He wasn't joking either. He was like,
yeah, he's like, whatever. But
I don't know what you think you got to get into. She ain't gonna let you get away with that one. I mean, you shut him down even at the thing. We're not talking about that yet.
Right, because he was wrong. I was like, what are you doing? I didn't tell you to talk about that. I didn't tell you to hand somebody else that mic. Like, he knew. That's why he was like, y'all have been dealing with him my whole life. Because he knew. Like, what you doing being out of pocket? Because you know I'm going to say it. Like, but love him dearly. Like I love y'all. Like a fat kid that needs cake or like I need another one of my
understand my cake. And ate it too.
But yeah, it's all good. So super glad we're doing this together and super glad that we are providing something that is impactful or that makes a difference for our town because it's who we are. Oh, also, did you do the announcement about the town council and the seats that are open? Was that part of your announcement? So people, if you want to run for Altadena Town Council, you have until October 14th. You can just pull up Altadena Town Council, look at their website or whatever, and click on a link. People keep telling me, Tony, run, please run, please run. And I'm like, I'll see. So the terms are for 2 years. And Victoria Knapp, who is the chairwoman, her term is up. And so I don't think she's going to run again. I don't know if you could run, like you have to do 2 years and then step down and then you can run again. But Victoria's been doing amazing things, and whoever does succeed her will partner, because there's always 2 people per track. So we'll partner with the other person and have some big shoes to fill because Victoria Knapp's pretty amazing. But she does need a break. Her house burned down, and she's still been out there riding for Altadena. And so I hope that, and I know she'll continue to, even though she may not be on it, but it'll be good for her to have a little bit of break and kind of focus on her. So I'm going to just talk about tomorrow. Again, we have Dr. Demetria Clark that is coming on the show. She will be here. We will be starting at 10 a.m.
Yeah, because we got to let you on at 9:30 to find out if your stuff is going to be working or not.
So this is her. She is a strategic personal growth and development coach. Brian will probably post later who she is or do his little promo video or whatever. I told her if we do that, we'll send it to her. So Brian, you would have to send it.
I'll probably have that done in about an hour.
Yeah, send it to Jamal, send it to me, and I can sure. But super important talk tomorrow about mental health. And specifically, I asked her to address men's mental health. And the reason why I say specifically is because, as women, we are emotional. We wear our emotions kind of on our sleeves, on our faces, whatever. We'll get a good cry in. We'll do what we have to do to cope with things. Where men are less emotional like that and more analytical. And part of it is being taught, as a man, you have to be strong. You don't show your emotions. You don't cry, in front of people, all of this kind of stuff. And so I wanted her to come on and address it and offer some wise counsel and advice to people that are dealing with the extreme stress of the last 9 months, being displaced, having lost your home, some that were uninsured or underinsured, not sure if they'll ever be able to rebuild in Altadena, and only having memories, which led up to my conversation with her about Mark Carter, because we know that he passed away last week. And I only know because he was my friend, obviously, and I had spoken with him several times since the fires. And every time he needed info, he would call and say, Tony, I know you probably know because of the podcast. He didn't, always watch it. I think he went and looked at something once or twice, but I would tell him, well, this is what, the senator said, or this is what the county assessor said, or this is what, and he was like, okay, I need to know. But in that, I learned that Mark didn't have insurance on any of his 3 lots. One lot had 1 home and 2 lots had 2 homes. And so I was talking to him about it. And I said, well, you can talk to Kendra or different people that we've had on the show about rebuilding. And he told me straight out, I don't need a builder. I've built homes before and I can build my own house back. I said, okay, cool. He then told me, and I know he was stressed about it because he had an appointment with his real estate attorney because he did have one. And Mark wasn't sloughing off and just like wasn't insured. He had been dropped, and his real estate attorney, they had an appointment the very next week to sign all the paperwork for the new insurance. The fire happened first, and he didn't make it to that appointment a few days later, that next week. So when I first saw him at the convention center afterwards, where he was displaced, he was like, Tone, I need your help. Tell me what I can do, this and that. So we talked several times over the last few months. And the last time we talked, which was probably about 5 weeks ago, I could probably look at my records on my phone, either text or calls, but he was saying, I need help with funding, Tony. What can I do to get funding? And I go, well, I know you were uninsured, but there are programs like the SBA loans and stuff. He said, I can't get that. And I asked him why. Mark was in a really precarious situation, and he had people living in the houses, but he did not have rental agreements, and he had not reported on your IRS filing as taxable income, as income properties. So because of that, and there's no paper trail for renters, for anything, he couldn't take that to the SBA and get a loan. So I told him, I said, this is what I see as your options, Mark. I said, you have 3 lots. Figure out which one is the biggest and which one will pull in the most money and sell that lot. I said, then you could use that capital to rebuild your other 2 lots. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. This was like my legacy. This was like, I'll pass this on to my daughter and da-da-da-da-da. And I said, okay, if that's not an option for you, then you can probably talk to Habitat for Humanity or the Mennonites who will rebuild your home. I said, however, they're going to rebuild your primary home, and that's it. They're not going to rebuild those other 2 lots. So you got to figure out what you want to do. I said, that's why I said, figure out your biggest lot, sell that if you can, deal with getting rid of that so that you can rebuild your others. And that was the last time we spoke. And then I heard he was in the hospital and had a stroke. And then I heard a day or 2 later that he had passed. So I talked to Mitra about that last week, or Dr. Clark about that last week. And so she is going to, I said, I really believe if in fact he had a stroke, I don't know what health conditions he had, but the immense pressure of losing everything you've had, and now you don't have a way to rebuild because you can't get loans, you can't get funding. Hard money wouldn't be the way to go because they'll loan to anybody, but they want that immediately back. And
they'll put a lien on your stuff if you don't put it back. And
that's what I told him. I said, don't go to hard money, because the minute you sign that paper, you start accruing interest. And every single month, you got to pay them something. And if you're not working, you're retired and you don't have, then it's going to be harder. So I tried to give him the best advice that I could or help him solution some stuff. But, it just was a precarious situation. And if that contributed to his stroke because of the stress of it and all of that, I can absolutely understand it. But I don't want to see another friend or another gentleman in Altadena trying, because every time I saw him, he was strong, right? I mean, on the phone, I'd be like, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm good. And I know that's just because the way we were raised, especially in the Black community with Black men, you don't talk about your feelings. You don't cry. You don't, all of that. Even when I saw him a few days afterwards at the convention center, he was sitting in a corner and I was walking around asking people if they wanted to come to Victory to get breakfast, to get clothing or whatever. And he was like, Tony Bailey, because that's what everybody calls me, right? And like it's one word. Tony Bailey.
That's all in Pasadena. They call you by your whole name.
First and last name is your whole name, right? And I looked, I was like, oh my God. And look, I said this, oh my God, Mark Carter. I didn't say Mark, because I'm either call him Mark Carter or Carter J, right? But he was with some gentleman I didn't know. I was like, oh my God, Mark Carter. So he got up, we hugged, all of that. That's when he got my number, and I, told him, Leah, come to Victory, yada, yada, yada. Then I did tell him about the podcast. And so I cannot imagine or even fathom being under that kind of pressure and that kind of stress. That how do I see a way out? I believe he has just one daughter. This was going to be all passed to her. This was my legacy, yada, yada, yada. When I'm old and done, right? Not because of this internal strife and stress and all of this. And it wound up in a stroke. So Dr. Clark will be on tomorrow to discuss not just per se Mark, but these type of things. And this is what I spoke with her about. And so it is my hope and prayer that a lot of gentlemen tune in tomorrow that have lost and that have not grieved and or are in the process of still processing and grieving the loss, because it is like losing a family member, right? It's like a death, because you have memories in your head, but the tangible things that you might have lost in the fire, you can't replace, you can't get back. And whether you were insured, fully underinsured, or not insured at all, is still something that I can't imagine dealing with, on top of having to be a strong man, right? So that's why I say specifically, I asked her to talk about men and how we can help our men to process and to move forward with this.
That's greatly appreciated, Tony. As for Marcus's comments, he definitely does appreciate it, and Absolutely. He did send out a message about it in a thread to a bunch of the fellas. Yeah, and it was positive feedback immediately. Like, okay, definitely check it out. Definitely need it. Thanks. So I'm sure. So I'm hoping the word gets out. Yeah, as we spread the word, hopefully.
And it's even shared tomorrow. Like, hey, join this conversation, right, with Dr. T. So, yeah, I'm super excited about tomorrow. Lots of other people. I just got a text while we were on from Team Rubicon. I had to change Jim Brooks, the CEO, from next Tuesday, the 14th to the 21st, because he has to travel. So I'll be working on getting someone for next Tuesday. One Altadena will be on Thursday. Confirmed last night, Willie Williams, who's the vice president of the California Association of Black Lawyers, will be on the 16th. So got some good lineup for October for certain, and just trying to get the people before you that can help in the recovery, can be beneficial in information that you need to know, as we always do. So that's it for me. Until tomorrow.
Well, I would like to go ahead and bring your attention to the link on the screen.
He's so loud. Like wait. Yeah, you always holler, but it's okay. But
I get regular.
Loud.
Fire must be up.
Yeah, but no, I'm gonna find that video of that little girl that's singing in the mic, and her uncle says something, and she was like, "Not so loud" or whatever. She's like 3 or 4. I'm gonna find that on the internet, and I'm gonna bring it here for next time you do that. Anyway, go ahead.
I have no control over what the mic volume is.
I know. It's all good.
AltadenaTalks.org // podcast guest, if you want to come on the show and talk about your experience with the fire. I mean, we are now accepting open invitations for Altadena to talk. We've been trying to get y'all to come on this show for like 9 months now, but people get stage fright. It's not feasible for their time frame. I always tell people, if you can't make the show on a day that's not Tony's and you want to talk about it, we can gladly schedule a time for you to come on, and then we'll just show your video static. Nobody will be able to interact with you, but the best time to do it is when we're doing it live, so that you can get the real interaction of the guests and people can comment and give you feedback. Sure. or even join
One of us can interview them too.
Well, that's what I said.
Tony's unavailable.
We can interview you even if you're not at the time. So if you think that the only time you got is after work, 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
we'll be with you out and record it and show people snippets. That's the whole thing. I want every last Altadena resident to know that this invitation is out there for you. And even some of the Pasadena and Sierra Madre people whose places have burned down or who had smoke damage, you got to remember, this is all new to all of us. So the more people talk about their experiences of what they're going through, the more we can get a better understanding on how to combat it or maneuver or pivot towards a solution or what have you. On occasion, I will say some things intelligently, and this is one of them. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
But yes, operators are standing by. We really want, and if you find that there's something on the form, now you notice I put Monday, Wednesday, Friday is because Tony usually has things scheduled, and so interaction time would probably, you would get, instead of having to wait for the guest to finish, this would be your own spotlight, and I would love to have 3 or 4 of you guys on there, even from the same block or different blocks, to discuss what you've been going through. I started to film the series last week on the RV dwellers at their homes. I got like 4 people I have scheduled for this week to go talk to. And if you guys got any questions that you want me to ask of them, please shoot those to me at altadenatalks@gmail.com. If Tony or Jamal, if you have them, you can shoot them right to WhatsApp. But I want to be able to thoroughly find out to the limit of what they're going to tell me as to how it's been going since then and how much money have they saved by being on their lot. Because think about this, Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, you only get 2 years of ALE if you have that. And it would probably be better off for you to go get an RV or a trailer and put it on your property and be there. And I know it's going to be like, yeah, it's dark at night, it's a desert wasteland, but what are you really spending this money for? You got to remember that this is the rest of your life for your property. So be careful how you're spending money, spending $4,000 a month on these people's homes for renting when you could utilize that same thing up at your own property. And,
so ALE is 24 months. However, it can be extended to 36 months. So the base, the regular for everyone based on the policies and what California has, but it can be extended to 36 months. And yes, there are some people that want to be back in their neighborhood, on their lots, doing everything. And Michael Anderson, who is an architect that will be on October 28th, he would have been on sooner, but he had to have, knee, hip, something replacement. I think a knee. He's going to come on and talk about this program where they are accepting applications for the first 40. He's been given a multi-million-dollar grant so that people can get these luxury RVs and live on their lots. They will help also with the permitting process, because in order to live on your lot during this season when it's being, rebuilt or whatever, you do have to have a permit for that RV. So they will help with that. And they have the capability of going up to 100 a month, but they want to start out with 40. So he's going to come on October 28th and talk about that. Another thing that I think is very important that people remember, and that they remember to discuss with their builder, architect, whomever is building their home, their GC, make sure that you are retesting your soil. We know that the particulates have all of a sudden become a lot higher than they were in the beginning with the first, I would say 3-4 months ago, all the soil testing. Now they're doing more testing and they're saying that the number count has gone up. So test and retest, because if someone in your neighborhood is building their home and they're moving soil in and out, that stuff can blow and maybe be on your lot. And so make sure that right before your builder gets ready to start grading your lot, even when someone next door is grading, that stuff gets moved around in the air. Make sure that you retest your soil. You take out maybe another 6 to 12 inches, bring in brand new dirt, have them compact that. Any good builder will do that anyway, and they will compact your dirt, because if you don't compact it well, then later when your house is built, and we're in earthquake country, it may settle and you have cracks either in your foundation, your walls, or whatever, and then you'll have to go in and bring in more dirt, compact it, all that. So just in talking to people, I asked someone yesterday at church, like, hey, how's things going with your mom? Have they started on the rebuild? I think their permit has been issued, but she said, but their soil retested. And I go, oh yeah, make sure and showed that it had, more contaminants. I said, oh yeah, make sure they do that and make sure whoever you're going with takes that old dirt out, not just soil test it, but go on and when they're grading the lot, take another 6 inches out or 12 inches, right? And then at 12 inches, you should be okay. Because generally the Army Corps was removing 12 inches. This in Altadena, they removed 6. So another 6 would do it. But I would say 6 to 12 inches. If you down 18 inches and you test all that and it's good, remove all that dirt, bring in dirt to get your place leveled out, compacted, just so that you're safe and you or your family do not run into any health issues down the road. So just wanted to just plop that in only because I remember talking to somebody about it yesterday. And we do talk about, make sure you're doing this, but make sure your builder knows what they're doing in regards to that when they're grading your lot to retest your soil.
Very good advice, because a lot of people, now when we drove up there, we did see that some of the areas have had way more than 2 or 3 feet dug down, but then again, those might have been basements and stuff like that. So, yeah. And just like she said, you might be okay, but then your neighbor starts building, and we've been having an issue with people just dumping rocks and dirt on lots that aren't theirs. And that's another problem, because now you're spreading the contaminants.
I didn't know that was happening.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that? Man, they were taking pictures left and right. People 6, 7 feet high of.
But I've only seen it on like 2 lots. I don't know how many it's happening to. I've seen it in the Altadena or beautiful Altadena and a couple ladies that it happened to. But what is happening is when people are going in, it could be the ones that opted out and never got the permits to do what they should have done. And it looks like it's the driveways because there's a lot of asphalt and things like that. And so they're pulling all that stuff up now. And instead of them having permits and taking it to the proper dump, they're going under the cover of early morning or late night or whatever and dumping on people's driveway area or on their lot. So now that homeowner has to go back, hire someone to take this illegal dumping off. And I've seen it, I think, twice posted in those groups, and it's shameful. So now people are saying, hey, we've got temporary electricity or something in the area. Let's put up our Ring cameras or whatever to catch
right. That's exactly what they're doing. So
catch them in the act.
Yeah, not only that, but you do that, and that's going to hinder you from getting more clients to build for, because now you're showing that you don't care about Altadena. You're supposed to be building back to care about Altadena, not build this person's house over here, but then go dump the stuff 3 houses, 4 houses, 8 houses down.
Well, we made sure that the builders that were brought on here and we introduced to the community had a heart for or care about Altadena. But there's tons out there that people may just contact somebody without having gone through a full vetting process. And we don't know if those people care. There are a lot of people that are here only to make money, right? And that has been their end goal. Like that guy that showed up at my town hall from Mississippi talking about,
I came here to build and make money.
I came here to work. That's what he said. And I was like, well, this is the wrong town hall for you, sir, because you're not going to solicit anyone today. So yeah, we don't know who is about us or who is just here to make money. And if they're here just to make money, yeah, they'll do shortcuts, right? They may not have permits to dump properly. And so, hey, let's go on this street over here because we know nobody's up here and just dump it here. So that's unfortunate. And I hope that someone is able to have footage on them and they get caught and turned in and have to pay fines and everything else. And now you got to come pick this crap up because I'm going to sue you as the homeowner. And you're going to dispose of it, but also report it to the county or whomever the correct officials are to make sure that, it is what it is. So that's that.
And there you have it. Where rhythm is life and life is mathematics.
Yeah.
All right.
What'd you say?
Did I freeze?
You did for a second.
I said, Tony said, yeah.
I tried.
Well, I think we've overstayed our welcome. I'm messing with you. We're trying to keep it to an hour, but sometimes when the topic is great, it goes a little bit more. And we usually also gauge it by how many people are commenting because we want to make sure we include you all in the conversation. So with that being said, anybody else got anything they want to talk about?
Nope. No. Just have a great day, everybody. Tune in tomorrow for a great show. Dr. Tutu will be there.
Dr. Arthur.
Dr. Demetria Clark.
Okay, who's going to push the button? Because I have bad luck. Notice that nothing happened while I was here with the new computer. See that?
Tony's pushing the button.
Toodaloo.